Hello, Dan and Elise here. Welcome back to the Deep Life. Today we're going to go deep on trusting your intuition. Let's say when it comes to like health and wellness, but just in general, trust your intuition. I think there's a lot of things that we've been told are unhealthy or bad for us that like not even intuition, like when you just hold it up to like common sense and like nature, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and it took us a long time to get to this point because, we were told our whole lives, eat low-fat foods, stay away from red meat, make sure that you're eating or drinking your protein shake 10 minutes after you're done working out. Don't sit in the sun, it's gonna give you cancer. And it was, I think Dan probably had his intuition come into play much earlier than I did because he just questioned things much sooner than I did. And once he began talking out loud about the things that he was questioning, I was just like, oh, wait a minute. This is blowing my mind and also making so much sense.
Like the examples that you just gave are perfect. The sun. How come humans are the only species on the planet that gets cancer from the sun and every other living thing thrives in the sun? That doesn't seem to make any sense. Maybe it's not the sun, maybe it's lifestyle choices that are perhaps exacerbated by the sun, probably irrelevant and has nothing to do with the sun. Red meat, so you're going to tell me that humans have eaten red meat for thousands of years, and now it all of a sudden gives you heart disease and cancer? That doesn't seem to make any sense. So I think there's a lot of things. Salt, come on. Like this, salt and red meat and the sun don't cause cancer. I'll say it.
Iodized salt does, like white table salt.
There's definitely some crap out there. But like actual natural sea salt, like natural salt that's coming from the earth, if they're minerals that are absolutely essential for health and for your body to function. Another one I was gonna throw out there, I was training an older woman one day, and she told me that her osteopath or orthopedic surgeon or somebody along the line had told her that nobody over 25 should walk up or down stairs when an elevator is available because stairs are bad for your knees. And we have this idea that like squatting, if your knees go over your toes, they're gonna explode. Like that's not the way the human body works. The human body doesn't have all these positions it can get into that are dangerous and bad for you. Deadlifting isn't bad for your back. Not knowing how to deadlift and still doing it that's bad for your back. No, like knees going over your toes, going upstairs, that stuff's not bad for your knees.
If anything, it's good.
It's good for you. The problem is when you sit all day, your body doesn't have the ability to move, and then you go move in a way that you're not capable of. So like there's all these things, germs and bacteria. Your body has over 10 times more bacteria than human cells. Like the idea that germs are like attacking us and are bad for us is so asinine. I can't even like begin to explain it. We need to symbiotically commune with all these bacteria.
Yes, and the germs. It's going to make you more resilient to sickness and illness. And so if you need that, you need to get dirty. You can't just spray Clorox everywhere and disinfect your body. It's just, that's so unnatural, and you're killing off your microbiome, which is natural.
All this healthy bacteria that we need. This is the stuff that helps keep you safe from whatever is out in the environment. It's what's breaking down food in your gut. Like we can't just kill these things off. We can't sterilize everything.
There's so many functions that aren't talked about in the media. So we want to bring light to it.
So all these things. So like red meat and salt and sunlight and being outside and exercise and walking up and down stairs and just walking in general, like it's so crazy that we've been almost like brainwashed into believing that these natural things that are free or very cheap are bad for us, and that we need like medication and all these like interventions and sterilize and hand sanitizer and protect yourself from everything and put foam on the corners so you don't bang your shin on the table. Like, just
we've become soft as a
yes.
society, unfortunately.
And we become sick. All these this science that we have, like
Right.
giving us, oh no, we figured it out. It's the sun that's causing you harm, and it's the meat. Well, how come people aren't getting healthier when they're covering themselves in sunscreen,
Yeah.
staying out of the sun, eating whatever soy garbage that we've been told we're supposed to eat? How come people aren't getting healthier?
Yeah.
How come people aren't more resilient and
Yeah.
thriving?
I'd say the people that we know that stay out of the sun, eat processed foods, hand sanitize, do all of those things are very unhealthy, and on the brink of termination very soon. But when we look at ourselves and like what we do, we're very meticulous in how we eat and what we provide our bodies with, how we're getting outside and connecting to nature, our mindfulness. I mean, if you were to speak to a doctor about the things that Dan and I do, they would be like, how are they alive? We haven't worn sunscreen in years. We eat bacon and red meat probably 6 out of the 7 days a week. I mean, we eat meat every day. I haven't used hand sanitizer in probably 15 years. You know,
remember the last time I saw a doctor.
Yes, we very rarely go to the doctors too, but we have a very different connection to Mother Earth and Source and what they've provided us with. And I think that we've just been conditioned over the past, 100 years to think that we should be sitting in cubicles and in boxes and deconnecting from nature, where society's just plummeting and going down in the opposite direction. We're trying to give everybody a different sense of how life can be, because it is precious and it is something that should be lived and experienced to the fullest.
Yeah, and that lifestyle that Elise is describing came to us basically through intuition. And obviously, like, you start to notice stuff, you start to question things, you start to go down rabbit holes, and you realize that, like, there are people out there spending a lot of time in the sun and they're super healthy. There are people who are eating meat all the time and they're super healthy. Yeah, people eating only meat. There are people who drink raw milk instead of pasteurized milk, and they're significantly healthier. And then we start experimenting and playing with it and finding the things that work for us. And that's what we want. That's the point of this video, is trust your intuition. When something doesn't seem right, it doesn't matter if everybody's doing it or not. Trust yourself. Experiment doing it the other way. Yeah. Experiment with the things that seem right to you, because look around. Like, we're not surrounded by the healthiest, leanest, fittest people in the world. So maybe the things everybody are doing aren't the things that everybody should be doing.